Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 14th to the 20th of May 2018. There is a lot of activity this week. There's almost something happening every day, so if you'd like to follow along, I'll be posting separate daily horoscopes on my website astrozo.com so that you can navigate more smoothly. This weekend we have Mercury moving into Taurus, and it's a day before Uranus moves into Taurus. So Mercury and Uranus are actually the processing mind and the higher mind. They're an octave apart. So Mercury is where we draw in thought forms and act upon them, speak them into reality, manifest them. And Uranus is actually our genius, where we get the bright ideas from, where we get the bigger thoughts from, where we can raise our consciousness to tune into higher thought fields, and actually more transpersonal as well. So we have those kind of thoughts that are good for the group rather than just thinking about ourselves as well. So we've got both of those planets together, cusping Aries and Taurus. So a very powerful cusp, that one, between Aries and Taurus. We're coming out of a 7-year experience with Uranus in Aries. So that's really the big one this week. Uranus will be going backwards and forwards over this cusp for the rest of the year, but we get the first taste of what this is going to feel like on Monday. So with that higher mind, with that visionary, it's change as well. It's challenge everything in order to let the old go and to bring in the new. So for the last 7 years it's been like having our brains rewired. Uranus in Aries. Aries is the head. So we've actually been taught how to think differently, how to observe our thoughts, how to delete erroneous beliefs, and how to step into our more unique selves, getting rid of patterning and programming. And now as Uranus goes into Taurus, everything will be focused on the heart. A very interesting week as we start to feel that drop from the head to the heart. It's actually raising up, if you think about it, on a vibrational level, but how we will be unconditioned now in some of our emotional patterning, conditioning, and beliefs that aren't supporting us anymore. So very important week there. Mercury goes first into Taurus. We start to tune in to the thoughts of our heart, really, to how we're thinking and feeling and how that actually affects us together, the head and the heart. But then Uranus comes in to prep us for the rest of the year as to what that next 7-year journey is going to be like as we decondition ourselves, become more unique and more self-reliant, more true to ourselves as a result. By Tuesday we have the new moon in Taurus. This is at a later degree, so this isn't affecting on a massive scale the Uranus-Mercury connection, but we do make a harmonious angle to Pluto retrograde, so this is to go in and find our wisdom, the wisdom of the heart, to travel deep within, to connect with our sage, and to access the knowledge, the ancient knowledge that we hold within ourselves. You might call it intuition or instinct, but that's cellular inherited knowledge that you may have brought over from past lives or through the culture that you've been born into, but a deep access for deep healing and wholeness. So a very still, very profound, very earthy energy as this new moon in Taurus begins this whole phase of us examining the heart to make sure that it's true. Even more energy. By Wednesday we have Mars moving into Aquarius. Very electric. So Mars has been steadily going through Capricorn, meeting with Saturn, meeting with Pluto, bringing things up, volcanic kind of energy there. It's the fire starter in the deep winter earth sign, bringing things up from the surface, burning them away. But as Mars moves into Aquarius, then this is much quicker, much sparkier and much more active. Probably quite peculiar ideas and impulses will come up. Definitely thinking differently. Definitely accessing different types of thoughts and igniting our new true perspective. So that's for about 6 to 8 weeks, that one. Mars into Aquarius, very sparky, and this really helps as Uranus leaves Aries. Mars going into Aquarius will actually help us to process some of that new ways of thinking, new perspective, new vision that we've been nurturing over the last 7 years. Then by the end of the week, Venus moves out of Gemini and into Cancer. And I think this works very well for the emotions as well, for us looking at our emotions, because Cancerians live through their feelings. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon changes sign every 2.5 days, so Cancerians tend to go on a monthly journey exploring different ways of feeling, different emotions every 2.5 days to complete the circuit. But not all feelings are healthy. A lot of them are conditioned, and this is what the Uranus in Taurus is going to show us. So with Venus in Cancer, although it's very emotional, although we'll want to dive into that exploration of life through feelings, Uranus in Taurus won't allow any self-indulgence or wallowing. We'll be able to discern, we'll be able to explore, is this true? Is it helping? Is this a pattern? Am I just feeling for the sake of feeling? And what are my true feelings? So that will only be for about 4 weeks, but this again goes very well with the big Uranus change this week, as we get to go in authentically and actually really see what we're feeling. Is it ours? Do we really feel it deep down, or is it just a habit? And what is it serving in the long run? So a very complex week. Mercury into Taurus, Uranus into Taurus, starting a new 7-year phase, a new moon to tip that off, to send us deep within with the Pluto retrograde to explore our true feelings. Mars into Aquarius, bringing forth those fresh ideas that we've been nurturing for the last 7 years, getting used to, seeing differently. We can act upon those now with vision. And then Venus moving into Cancer to say, okay, we do need to connect with our feelings. Feelings are very potent in our lives, but let's clean those up now. Let's have a look at what's actually real and filter out any sentimentality, filter out any reaching out to other people when we should be centred in ourselves, and taking a 4-week journey to actually explore, are these my feelings and are they serving me? Are they true? And cleaning that part of us up. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. As this is such a great week for bringing things up for final clearance, I'd like to let you know that I do offer coaching on specific subjects, so we can really look into something that's ready to go, that's not serving you. We can go deep to the heart of it, and we can take our time, bring it up, release it, and replace it with something more sovereign. I would love to meet you for a one-to-one if you'd like to explore your chart or where this is happening for you. I'm available on Skype or in person. And I have so many events and products and courses and things like that now that please do go and check www.astrozo.com. But the main feature that I wanted to talk about is I have a blissful, enchanted woodland walk coming up on the 19th. We look at tree recognition, health and healing, magical and mythical properties of each tree. And you also receive a copy of my own 3 oracle deck to carry on learning and exploring. So if you're interested in that, please do email me, zoehines7@gmail.com.